everyone has their own, path in life of something that really touches them. Some people are really into animals or environmental, political, whatever that is.
If everybody did a little something, picked whatever cause they're passionate about, and just did their part, did something to make it better, I think that's all you can ask for.
We both feel that, where you're born in the world is really all by chance.
We went over there to adopt Greg. That was the plan. And it's all the unintended consequences that happened from doing that, which just dramatically changed our lives. And it was on Romanian orphanages, and it was horrific. And they showed a lot of images of the children. Some were handcuffed to a crib.
Some of them were actually kind of listless, weren't really moving around.
The conditions were horrific.
And the next day, we kind of just talked about it because it was so horrific. And that's when we decided that we really wanted to adopt.
She just said to me, she said, "Well, we have a great family. What do you think about going and adopting one of those children?" I told her that's why I married her. So we went and adopted our 2 boys. But when we came back and adopted our first son, Greg, he was very malnourished.
We were expecting this 3.5-year-old little boy, but basically because of the orphanage and kind of the conditions, he was like an 18-month-old as far as his size. As a mom, you're just like, oh my gosh, like this kid needs all the super boosted nutrition he can possibly get. Ironically, he didn't like to eat. He loved anything white, so he loved sliced bananas. So one day I thought, I'm going to take some peanuts, which really are a legume, and then add a bunch of nuts and seeds because every nut and seed has different vitamins and minerals, and basically make this super boosted spread that I could put on that sliced banana. And so that's what I did, and I put on a sliced banana, and he ate it.
I am skilled enough in cooking that I relegate myself to cleaning. I would come home from work and there'd be a food processor with nut butter. So I don't know if you've had the pleasure of ever cleaning a food processor laced with Nuttzo in there, or any kind of nut butter for that matter, but it is painful.
And one day I was making a ton of this stuff because I was eating a lot of it.
So I just mentioned, like, okay, this is crazy. Let's just go buy the stuff.
And I was just like, you can't. There's nothing like it. There's only mono butters. And that really was kind of the aha moment because I was making a ton of it. It was the story, the authentic story of Nuttzo, and it's the way to, not just be trying to sell nut butter, but trying to change the world.
Project Left Behind is a 501c3 nonprofit that brightens the futures of orphaned and children from socioeconomic disadvantaged neighborhoods.
Yeah, so Project Left Behind is for all the kids that are basically indigenous, they're not adopted. And so we've learned just through trial and error and going to a bunch of different locations that education is really the key.
So Project Left Behind puts on volunteer trips, and they're really an amazing experience for everybody involved.
It was a great way to take women kind of out of their comfort zones and wanting to give back. And so we go down to Peru. We've done it for the last 6-7 years. We take a group anywhere between like 8 to, I think the most we had is 15.
They do things at the orphanage. They'll do painting. They'll build things to improve the lives of the children down there.
We have built stone floors, gardens, painted, done all kinds of cooking.
There's so many ways to support not just Project Left Behind, but any cause. And I think what it starts with is finding something that connects with you in your heart. And so if people find Project Left Behind or helping children internationally is something that really speaks to them, the first thing you can do to support is to educate yourself. Educate yourself on what the issues are and what's being done to better the lives of marginalized communities. Some people have the gift of time and can give their time. Some people have the opportunity to give monetarily. Getting involved looks different for anyone, but the most important thing is feeling that connection with your heart, educating yourself, and then whatever your resources are, lend them to an organization that speaks to you.
Yeah, I just think, again, it's just reminding people to give back, right? Just find what's in your heart that really moves you, and that we all can share compassion and love and can change the world for the better.